And welcome in. Happy Sunday, fun day, everybody. Welcome to the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour. I am one half of your host and virtual bartender, Mr. Nick Teodoro. Joining me, as always, is my tag team partner in life, my wife, Miss Nicole. Nicole, what are you having?
Oh, you know me, some Tito, some orange, some crayon, Mr. Nick. Tell the people what you're drinking and our 3 things for the show.
I am drinking my J-Lure 7 Oaks Cabernet. As per usual, as you like to say. Well, Nikki, Solo Sikoa is your new United States champion. JADE CARGILL is the queen of the ring. And Cody Rhodes is the new king of the ring. We are recapping WWE Night of Champions on Sunday, June 29th, 2025. And this is the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
She's been telling me all night long. Gasoline and groceries, the list goes on and on. This 9 to 5 ain't working. Why the hell do I work so hard? I can't worry about my problems. I can't take them when I'm gone. 1, here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Tell him bring another round when he's ready more. 2 stepping on the table, she don't need a dance floor. Oh my, good lord. Someone pour me up another shot of whiskey. They know me and Jack Daniels got a history. There's a party downtown near Fifth Street. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy.
And welcome back in, everybody. Happy Sunday, fun day. Welcome to the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour. If you're new here, welcome in. If you're a regular, you know we love having you. If you're new, make sure, well, for both of you, make sure you hit the old Samoan spike on the like while you're here. But yes, Nikki, we are recapping, reviewing WWE Night of Champions. Overall, thoughts on WWE Night of Champions?
I think going in, everyone, kind of the internet, were saying how kind of lacking the card was, or it was nothing like juicy about it. But I think it was a fine little pay-per-view. The ending was schmaz, schmaz, schmaz. But yeah, not bad. Short card, 1 o'clock start.
Yeah.
Drink in the living room was great.
It was, I would say, even though as I say this here, 3-3, as you are now our reigning, defending.
Oh.
But we are even on the year, but I'll give you the belt of the year.
Oh, SummerSlam going to be really.
Yeah, SummerSlam, a lot on the line at SummerSlam.
Oh, so, I can't believe it.
Yes, but for a card that was fairly predictable, I think.
Clearly,
in terms of
wrong.
I know, yeah.
But again, like we'll get there. What? Yeah.
To me, yeah, like the way that they got there was great. It was a lot of great buildup, a lot of false finishes that we weren't really expecting. Some people showing up who weren't. What?
We'll get there. I said maybe too many kickouts.
Oh yeah.
Maybe too many false finishes.
But yeah, let us know in the comments below what were your overall thoughts of WWE Night of Champions. Did you like it? Too predictable? And Ed's in the chat. Need more y'all.
Oh my god! Next week or 2 weeks? 2 weeks? When we
oh yes.
Evolution Night of Evolution Saturday Night main event and then All In. That's gonna be seeing a lot of this.
But Nikki, we have our big 3. We're gonna get to the big 4 of the night on what happened. But let's start with some of the undercard, some of the less notable matches, but still, we want to touch on it. We'll start with the ladies.
I know.
In a street fight, Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez. What were your thoughts on this match?
It's just like here we were on Friday. It was like storyline. It makes more sense for Raquel to win. But then when we sat down and watched it, it was like, of course Rhea's going to win. They're in Saudi Arabia. She's over as Robert. Like, but she took a beating in this match. Like, again, for not winning, I think Raquel looks really great coming out of this match. But again, it's Rhea Bloody Ripley. Very hard hitting. Again, you just show the spot with her stuck in the ropes and kind of mentioned, like, have we seen really a woman do like in a women's match doing this spot? This and maybe this brutally.
I can't think like
right off the top of my head, because I know, because when we were talking about this when it happened, you're like, oh, the iconic one, Macho Man and Jake the Snake, and when Mick Foley loved to shove his head in it and lose an ear and all that stuff, but like seeing like a woman like that getting hit with the kendo stick, and it was like, whoa, love it.
Yeah, no, it was a good spot. Definitely good spot. They had a couple power bombs through a table like on the outside. Then obviously Roxanne shows up, which we speculated that she might get involved in this match as she's trying to gain favor with the Judgment Day. But
she just got Rhea dominated her in like 2.2 seconds. It was like put a garbage can on her head and hit her with the Shining Wizard.
Yeah, I know. I was shocked at how quickly she got rid of her.
Yeah, then nope, she's dead now.
Yeah, so
yeah, I don't know how I feel. Again, with all the other kind of run-ins that we see later in the card, and again, if Roxanne, if Raquel wasn't going to win, you didn't need Roxanne there at all then. So I kind of feel that was a waste. Again, because we'll get there, but there's so many run-ins. Like, I don't think if Roxanne wasn't going to impact the match, but she didn't, then why have her there?
Yeah, no, I thought that at the end, like, because of how she was kind of disposed of, that she was going to come back, and then that's how Raquel was going to win. So I was a little shocked that did end up happening. But and then in the end, she props up Raquel on top. I thought they were going to go through that table. Yeah, but ultimately she gives her the Riptide off an avalanche Riptide off the top,
which was table. So good. And I love that they finally replayed it, because like the first angle wasn't like the second angle that they showed at the replay was so much better. And it was my big Nick energy moment of the night.
Yes. So for every pay-per-view, Nikki and I each have one pick of our big Nick energy or big moment of the night. So Nikki, you are stamping this as your big Nick energy moment of the night.
Stamp it.
Little technical.
I love also shout out. She did, her bestie, Damian Priest. She did do the elevated razor's edge off the second rope.
Yes.
Which the two of them being, on the larger side, it was impressive as well. But again, her doing the avalanche off the table, which you kind of saw the ref holding it a little bit, but with just kind of like, I'm like off here, just with his hand, I was like, this can go real wrong, and it didn't. So my big Nick.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a great finish, and yeah, and when we go through the whole 6-match card and talk about moments, this is one of the in-ring biggest moments of the night for sure. But yes, Nikki. So ultimately, Rhea Ripley, we were both wrong on that one.
Yeah, which is just seems silly to like bet against Rhea.
Yeah. He chose poorly.
I think storyline wise, Judgment Day stuff, it made more sense for Raquel to win, but I think Raquel still looks great coming out of this match, and like put her in more stuff. Are we going to see, her and Rhea again? Or they're going to move to the tag team stuff, but I hope more screen time for Raquel, because I think she looked really great in this match.
No, for sure. So let us all know in the comments below if you liked that match, if you thought maybe it was a hidden gem on the night, maybe a show stealer, so to speak. But moving along to another undercard match on the night, we do have
Ed's boy,
Karrion Kross, taking bumps.
Taking
bumps.
7 flat
for
back.
Sami Zayn. Ultimately, though, Sami Zayn, as we both correctly predicted, coming out on top with a neat. I thought it was a nice finish, to this match. Like again, they were going back and forth, but it's not going to be too heavy. But you have to find a way to get to that move, and that the haluva kick, the way to set up that move. there's so many different ways, but you have to kind of be in a corner. He has to have momentum, right, to do it. So like, I like the way that he just kind of like trash talks him, backs him down, and then runs after him to the corner, and it just makes it the finish of this seems so much more impactful to me.
It felt very quick because again Kross kind of had the upper hand, and he had Sami in the one corner and was yelling at him like, "You're a liar! Say you're a liar!" Blah blah blah. And then Kross was hitting him with lariats, majority of it. So he ran when Kross was running back this way, then Sami to run out of nowhere and hit the haluva kick. It did kind of feel like out of nowhere. Maybe
Yeah.
I think a lot of matches just kind of felt like they had like an abrupt ending. So I think in this case, some other matches on the card that this, felt fine that it was like that abrupt. But, Kross got a lot of offense in, took some back bumps. He looked good. I love how him and Scarlett had a moment on the outside and she's like whispering in his ear. It's like, that's what I want to see. Like a proper, I feel like we don't really see them like a proper rally, like checking, like helping her man.
Yeah, no, like they're scheming. They have to
so
scheme
good
together. Just like Paul Heyman's the wise man and the oracle, whatever. Like he gets solicited for the advice, and that's what it should be.
Yeah.
I considered it was lesser as a big Nick energy moment, the ending, the finish of this match, just because it was kind of a little bit out of nowhere to me. But I don't know. Ultimately, again, we see Karrion Kross taking the fall, and hopefully they give him this. This is the sign of more to come with Karrion Kross and what that character is doing.
I kind of feel like the same, like what I just said with Raquel. It's like you showed up on a pay-per-view, had a pretty good match, showed a lot of personality, a lot of moves that you can wrestle. Get him more on my TV, please. And then I don't know if he's done with Sami because, we see Sami again later.
Right.
What does this mean? But I want him to have like a meaningful program.
As
Jackson walking across the couch.
But Nikki, so again, that's a little bit of the undercard. Now let's get to the big four and some of our big three takeaways on the night. So we open the night, and they reveal it just a couple hours beforehand, but we open the night with King of the Ring. And we have a new King of the Ring, and Cody is on top. Hail to the King. Nikki, Cody Rhodes is your new King of the Ring. What are your thoughts? Hail to the King, King Cody. And what are your thoughts on this match?
It took 15 minutes for them to even touch each other. The longest entrances. Like, I feel like they did like what they do with Jade. Did we listen to Randy's song twice? Because it felt like we did.
Probably.
Or they usually just cut it off and I didn't realize how long the song actually is. But it was like I kept looking at my phone and I was like 15 minutes before they do anything. And we did say it was going to be old school and it was kind of slow moving. It was, all they kept like walking up and then walking away because of listening to the crowd chant. And I feel like Randy probably got, to me, the louder pop, longer pop. Especially, I think, as the match went on. I think... Yeah.
Well, as it went on, the crowd started to somewhat turn on Cody, which was really, really interesting. And, there's moments in this match because he's focused on, obviously, winning. But he starts focusing on Randy Orton's back.
Yeah,
and there's big moments in this match where Cody's not acting as like a good guy. You were saying it to me as we were watching it. So...
Yeah, well, the thing is, sort of early on, he hits, Daddy's move. Randy hits the superplex. Then immediately it's like, oh my God, my back. And then immediately Cody starts punching him in the back. Which is like good because like Randy, I don't know if you actually got to see it because of the audio and video issues that they were having at SmackDown, but we kind of saw like a weird version of it. They put like we had technical difficulties, but basically Randy's saying he's like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes because I want Cena, I want to be 15 times. So I'm gonna do whatever. So if someone else is coming to you and be like, well, I'm gonna do whatever, well, I have to do whatever back. And I hope Cody learned his lesson from Mania that like he should have hit. What is it, Travis Scott or Cena, whoever, with the belt when he had the chance, and he's like, no, I'm not Goody, no. And now it's just like, all right, well, now you lost your belt. So now you have to, you know, dirty it up a little bit and do some stuff like that.
So they do get it dirtied up because the ending's a little dirty because Randy Orton says, like, as you so eloquently said,
well, he brings the chair in first, and Little Nate is like, nah, let me get rid of the chair. So Renee was like, oh, that was my distraction. So when Little Nate is dealing with the chair, he goes over to the opposite corner and he takes off the ring buckle. I almost said ring belt, right? And that's the turnbuckle words. And then he goes to put Cody's his face into it and he blocks it. And then he takes an armpit bump.
Yeah, it's the armpit shoulder area, which and this is kind of like my concern is like, what are your thoughts on the finish of this match? Because to me, you work the back the whole time, like going maybe because like he's had this surgery, but like going back first, and then that's the way that this match.
He took a weird. Maybe one made more sense if like Cody like pushed him and he like fell into it backwards, not his armpit. But it was just like armpit, one crossroads, and he won. It's like what?
Yeah, like,
and he kicked out like what 2 or 3 RKOs, like that one. Then there was one before that. I think he kicked out of 2.
Who, Cody or
Cody kicked out of 2.
Cody kicked out of 2, and I think Randy kicked out of 1.
Yeah, but it just seems like there wasn't enough.
Yeah,
it's like 2 weird back-to-back King of the Ring finishes with Randy. It's just weird. I don't know. I did not like the ending. I feel like we knew Cody was going to win. We knew I was talking to you. I was like, I feel like he's going to be a little heel here.
Yeah.
Cut a weird kind of promo afterwards.
Well, that's what I think, you know, that is the question about, you know, Cody Rhodes. Like, is he in fact turning heel? Because I don't know. I mean, he worked this match very much in towing the line. And that's where I wonder, you know, what's next for him. And he's even come out in interviews and said that, you know, the time for him as a face is probably running thin. So
that's the headline. If you watch the actual interview, he said he has 2 to 3, maybe 5 more years as a babyface. So this wasn't like he was, you know, saying he's going to turn heel right away. So I think people take that interview out of context.
Maybe.
But I think we need to go back to when he was fighting KO and he was kind of doing the more heelier things, you know, the Alabama slam through the ladder, like stuff like that. So I think this slow transition into Homelander is going to happen. But I think it's going to be a slow burn. But again, if he still stays that delusional babyface.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. Well, let us know in the comments below. Do you think Cody Rhodes is turning heel? Are you happy with him as your King of the Ring? Did you want to see Randy Orton win and become King of the Ring?
No, we don't need Cena Randy 2. I don't want it. I don't need it.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't, great. It wasn't great, and there was definitely a lot more. He's getting even more adrenaline. Yes, Ed. But Nikki, let's move on because we have got a couple titles that were titles that were crowned, and then there were titles that were changed because we've got a lot to diagnose with the Bloodline. Nikki, we've got new members. We've been waiting, but Solo is your new United States champion.
Are we so blind to see that the ones we hurt are you and me? Then spend most their lives spending most our lives living in the gangster.
Nikki Solo Sikoa is our new United States champion, but it wasn't without a lot of help from the family.
Which Mama called correctly picking Solo. I am surprised because I wanted the whole family to come back that we got Tonga and not Tama. And then I wish they showed a better camera angle because when the ref is just real dumb. He spent so much time checking over JC, who wasn't in the match. So it was like JC, like, like they used to do that when they're like holding the referee and trying to keep the referee from turning around. Like, was that happening or is the referee just dumb?
Well,
did they stay like that for a very long time? Because this was after. Was this before or after he hit? Because there was two things. Tonga hit the spinning corkscrew draping thingy, and then
what's up, though, Barry Lee? What's up, guys?
Hello, friends. And then he kicked out, and then did this, go for the pin, and then got pulled out by who Michael Cole had no idea who the fuck he was.
Yeah, I know. That was the biggest botch well, I shouldn't say that. One of the biggest botches all night. Poor but sweet little baby pickle Michael Cole, as Nikki likes to say.
No, I literally baby pickle.
Like, he's just because he's like, what are we calling him? He's in Japan and he's member of the family, and we know him.
And he was like Tama Tonga Loa brother. He just yelled out brother. Like,
Hikuleo has debuted, and John, don't bury the lead. I know I've talked to you guys on your channel about this guy. So this is Hikuleo. Now he's going to be known as Tonga. Ed loves him as well. A New Japan wrestler. I think he's Haku's son as well.
Oh, so Hikuleo, Tama, and Tonga, I don't think are one of them. They're all technically like Haku has adopted all three of them. I don't necessarily know. I don't think they're all blood, but technically, like adopted father, like that's dad, but not. I don't think one of them is not blood.
Yeah, he meant. Yeah, I think that Ed got it. Not great. He meant to say he's Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa's brother. He's like Tama. It reminds me of like that. What's that? Remember when George Bush was also like, shame on me on once. You hit me once. Shame on you. Shame on me twice. Like, you just can't be fooled again.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think maybe you're right. I think one of them is adopted, or one of them is adopted, but all three of them are like considered are brothers, a blended family. So maybe Hikuleo and Tonga, are because they look alike. Tama doesn't look like them, so maybe Ed, you're right.
Okay, so Hikuleo Tonga does debut. Goes up, choke slamming Jacob Fatu onto the announcement, not through, but onto it, and ultimately setting him up to go to Solo for the Samoan spike. And 1, 2, 3, we've got a new United States champion. So, I mean, yeah, I think we've been talking about Hikuleo
for like a year.
Ever.
For a year.
And now we see the new iteration of the Rogue Bloodline as we wait for Tonga presumably to come back from injury. Mm-hmm. So, to me, this is how all these Bloodline members have debuted. This is how Jacob debuted, how Solo debuted on the main roster. Mm-hmm. So to me, it made the most sense. I thought this was pretty impactful, good way to introduce him. He looked shredded and fit the mold, and he's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. And as an enforcer, it makes perfect sense as a new enforcer. Jeff Cobb, JC, and that's what I wonder about. And Ed, thanks for bringing that up, because then that is my question: is like now with this new iteration of the Bloodline, like where does JC Mateo? Because he came in and you thought he was going to be the enforcer, and
he's too much of a little meatball, and you need a Tala one.
And we also have, again, so you have a return of Tonga Loa. You have the debut of Hikuleo. And JC Mateo just debuted, like a month ago? So this whole new bloodline is definitely, it's got a little bit of juice in it. I just wonder, it's interesting because it's similar to the fact that, like, sometimes, like, the traditional groups that you form, like these big factions, right? They have one enforcer and then a tag team and the main event guy. And it's the last couple of groups that have formed now, including this with now, Hikuleo is 7 foot tall. You have presumably, Jeff Cobb, who could be considered an enforcer, right? Because he's thick, right, and muscular. And now it reminds me of, like, when you look at the way the Vision, whatever they're being called on Raw, like Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, big jack dudes, like kind of like what we talked about, like the Natural Disasters were, like big beefy guys as tag team. So just interesting because I wonder where this is going to go with all these big guys. Because again, eventually some of these guys are going to have to job out. You need some people to job out, and a guy like a Jeff Cobb, JC Mateo might get lost in the shuffle.
He already did. He lost to Jimmy.
Exactly. It's such a shame because I felt like he was brought in as a little bit of a, presumably, like the next enforcer. So it's just gonna be interesting. I guess I throw that out there because
maybe you could just have him kind of come in quick. Because remember, like they had Braun Breaker debut on Raw with the Miz. Remember that? So he was like was fighting people for the Miz for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
So you can have like him come in and maybe like feud with them, like turn on them.
Yeah, I guess so.
And you can see a match between Hikuleo and Jeff.
Yeah, I don't think he's even Samoan either, Ed. So I don't know.
I'm pretty sure God and Hikuleo are Tongan, not Samoan.
Yeah.
But Jeff, well, I don't know when he was in the Olympics. Didn't he represent Fiji? I don't know if he's actually from Fiji, but
I'm not sure. I don't.
You can Google it, kids.
But yes. But ultimately, let us know in the comments below.
Anyway,
Stolo is your new.
I think it's gonna be good. I think he's gonna cut because he has like the more personality now and cutting better promos and doing all this weird crap that he's doing, making fun of Jacob. Like I think it's gonna be a good promo on SmackDown of him having the belt, having the family around him.
Yeah. It's got to be pre-taped, like during that room again, like he always does.
Well, SmackDown is being taped after Raw.
No, but I mean, like, he does those promos where he's not
like
in the arena.
So you don't want him in the ring. You want him to do like a
like a in the back. Yeah, like at the table, at the family table. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Either way, I think it'd be a good promo.
But yes, definitely, arguably the biggest shock of the night, as we potentially saw it coming for months now. We've been predicting and waiting the arrival of Hikuleo, and now it's here. But Nikki, we move along towards the pre-main event, I should say, where Queen of the Ring was finally crowned. Nikki, we were both wrong. Jade Cargill is your new Queen of the Ring.
You should see me in a crowd. I'm gonna run this up and down. Watch me make them bow. One leg, one leg, one leg, one leg. You should see me in a crowd. Your silence is my favorite sound. Watch me make them bow. One leg, one leg, one leg, one leg.
Nikki, Jade Cargill, our new Queen of the Ring. What are your thoughts on Jade Cargill winning Queen of the Ring?
I get it. I don't love it. I have feelings about this match. It was the shortest match of the night. It was only like 8 and change, which is fine because I feel like at this point Jade still needs to have those shorter matches. But again, I feel like it was an abrupt end. I got feelings about her selling, not selling, then really not selling the knee.
Well, yeah, there was a lot of brutality in this match. A lot of physicality between Jade. Jade looked the goal was to make Jade look strong, and Asuka did that.
Mm-hmm. Also, I know Jade's a bigger girl. Maybe I forget that Asuka's really that small. I think she wrestles so big and has like such a big personality. But having her stand next to Jade is just like, oh.
By the way, her hair's awesome. That blue, like punk.
Oh yeah,
Asuka.
Yeah, no, she looks incredible. Asuka forever.
But yeah, super. I guess. I don't know. I expected a little bit more from this because I thought that Asuka, being the veteran and as smooth as she is in the ring, would be able to carry Jade a little bit more to one of her best matches of her career. I don't know that this was anything.
I wouldn't put this on Asuka. I think the match was what it was going to be. It wasn't Jade's best. Honestly, I think her and Anna Jay for the TBS belt. Again, she hasn't really so many memorable singles matches yet. Again, being with Bianca for so long.
But yeah, I mean, it was very, very not very, I shouldn't say very. It was sloppy. It was sloppier than I was really, really expecting. I know it's not going to be perfect, but I was expecting a lot more out of these two in a big moment. And the other thing is, again, you talked about the finish of this match, like she pinned herself. Almost.
I hated it.
And it just like there's little things that, and I'm a big Jade Cargill fan. I think she's still gonna be a huge star. Just she misses on a lot of like little nuances that really.
When you're supposed to be selling a knee and you do a kip up, and you're like, no problem.
Yeah, and like the finish of this match, just like one quick.
Yeah, it was just like doing the hip attack, but it kind of like she like felt like she rolled into it, and then just the one. I don't know. There was something about the ending that it just felt like again abrupt and just like. Well.
Ed, great point. Jade can only be carried for so long.
I agree with Ed 1,000%. Like Asuka can only do so much.
Yeah, and I hate to say
but
say this like because like everyone gets like tribalistic with like AEW, WWE, and you can like both but usually the critics, like the one who are just like diehard AEW, is like, see, Jade couldn't wrestle. We knew all along. And it's like, yeah, but she still looks 10 times better in WWE than she ever did, I would say, in AEW. That she's getting presented better.
She's just booked and presented different. I'm not mad at her TBS run or AEW run at all.
Yeah.
She was kind of like their Goldberg came out and, again, she had, fun match. Like her and the Anna Jay match was good, but she was what she wasn't there. Now I feel like, again, we were having that conversation. I was the Glasgow match when they had her do like the springboard off the thing and she like slipped a little. She doesn't need to be doing that. I don't need her, have her, and I say the same thing, exactly what I said to you. I say the same thing about Roxanne doing the pop rocks. She's wrestling, she's tiny. Have her wrestle like a tiny person. Jade's big. Have her wrestle like a big person. I don't need her doing springboards.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want to sound like I'm shitting on Jade.
In their defense, though, in WWE, there's a lot bigger physically women than there is in most other promotions, including AEW, who's got the second biggest roster, right? So that being said, like I do think like some of the elements, like even think like where these bigger folks are doing these like even like we talked about Lesnar with Mike Yoda, like doing the shooting star, like things like that are just such huge moments. I think even a springboard for her, they want her to do that because it pulls off more on the WWE level because there's bigger, more athletic.
She can't hit it yet.
I know she can't yet. She can't, but that's why I think that they're trying to do that because it adversely to the AEW style where the females I think aren't as well. They're good, but like they're just not as tall and as built up that way.
Like that's fine. I just feel like she doesn't need to do that. Like hit the power bombs, hit your jadeds. The fall away slam looked great. She's getting really good at the wheelbarrow German throwaway slam thingy. Like that looked good. stick to that. But again, like, I don't.
Yeah, but ultimately, yeah, it wasn't the best showing. It was quite sloppy.
I just hope moving, because if this is going to go on with Tiffy and Naomi, and that's going to be that, I hope Asuka gets something, maybe like a prominent match at Evolution. Excuse me, maybe EO at some point. Like, she did what she can do with this. I think she made Jade look the best she could have. And I'm sad Asuka didn't win, but Asuka needs something big after this.
No, that's fair. Yeah, I think we still want Asuka EO. So
I very much like that. Evolution, SmackDown, Saturday night's main event, which makes me worried that there's going to be no women's matches on that because of Evolution. Or we'll have someone like Stephanie Vancouver doing double duty.
Probably.
I don't know, but I digress.
But yes, Nikki.
It was what it was.
So let's get into it.
The main event.
The main event of the night. John Cena. Yeah.
Do you want to briefly talk about what happened on SmackDown? Did you or did you not like Punk Life?
Yeah, so we'll briefly. Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought CM Punk did a great job doing so. On just to go back on Friday night SmackDown after our show aired, CM Punk came out and cut a promo, a Thugonomics promo on John Cena. Yeah, I don't even remember the specifics. Just
I love that he was.
I like.
I'm gonna misquote this, but it's like you're a white bellied Hulk Hogan, but more problematic. Bringing that up and then bringing up, he's like, "Oh, I would want to leave too if they rehired my ex." Which is like, oh, and there was the
full B-rad, yes.
There was one more. There was something else that wasn't that he called something else out. Oh! You buried more talent than the Undertaker. So shooting on John Cena, the Undertaker, and Hulk Hogan, to me, chef's kiss. And I know coming on the podcast on Friday, I saw the picture of him decked out in the thing. I was like, oh my god, I cannot wait to hear that promo. And then because I know by the time we circle back to this next Friday, we're not going to talk about it. So I just wanted to briefly mention. Yeah, no, he definitely flubbed some of the lines. He isn't obviously not a rapper, but like, you know, when he could get the words out, I think it was good. Yeah,
no, it was definitely
not what I expected, because he said in the kickoff show for SmackDown, when he like apologized to Saudi Arabia, he was like, what are you gonna do? He stole your pipe bomb, you know, it's the anniversary of the pipe bomb. What are you gonna do? And he's like, oh, when people think I'm gonna zig, I'm gonna zag. I did not expect him to come out as cosplay. And then all over the internet is when also AJ Lee came out and cosplayed as Nikki. So it's just like pictures of like Punk and AJ versus Nikki and John, which is funny. But I just wanted to bring that up real quick because I know we're not going to talk about it on our next show.
Gotcha. No. Well done, Nikki. So as we move along, so we'll get into the match itself. Pretty solid. I'd argue that the match itself was probably definitely better than the Orton Cena. This is probably the best.
I think
was it the best Cena match?
I think since Cena turned heel, maybe since being back. Well, he was good in the Elimination Chamber, so maybe post heel. Best match that he's had. You know, him and Randy was boring. Sorry,
but you know, if there's a guy that's going to pull that out of him, even it's a 46-year-old, 45-year-old CM Punk.
It is. Because I'm like Kendrick and you're my Drake, and it's just like, oh. So they have that big rivalry, and they've had it for forever. So I think, you know, they're, you know, sometimes you got that one dance partner, and like, you know.
I love this view of the camera view when I set this up, because it looks like John Cena is about to tap you on the head. Yeah, give you a little boop, and then upset Jackson.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But yes, so ultimately, yeah, it was definitely one of the best return performance of John Cena since you know, he had admitted this is going to be his last run. So But there's not without some shenanigans.
Oh, and there were shenanigans.
Nikki, as I correctly threw in the show on Friday, you didn't think so.
I did not think so.
Seth Rollins does, in fact, show up and threaten to attempt to cash in of Money in the Bank.
This was just okay. So of course, ref bump. Dan goes down. Then CM Punk.
14.
I know. Got the visual pin. There's no ref. CM Punk gets up and he's like calling for the ref to come down, and then Seth comes out. And then it's like even comms were like, is he cashing in? Is he not cashing in? And I was like, well, he's in a suit. And going real slow. Also, no referee. Dan's on the floor.
Yeah.
It looked like the bump that he took originally was fine, but then he like rolled out of the ring and that looked bad. Any hoosies. So they all come out and he's like just standing there and he like takes off his jacket and takes off his glasses and gives them to Heyman, and he does like a thing. Or does like a that thing. But then anyway, Braun and Breaker, nope. Bronson and Reed, nope.
They just destroy everybody.
Out and start beating up Punk.
That's their job. That's what they're paid to do. Paid them soon.
So then Seth looks like he's going to cash in. Then he does the look to the camera and like calls for someone to come down. Charles Robinson, that sweet little baby pickle, little Nate, comes his epic sprint back from the 2008 Mania, comes running, and then all of a sudden he's like, boom!
I can't wait for someone to put like a slice of pizza on the other end of this, or like whatever food, or like a table. I could probably do it myself at this point. But
banana peel?
No, like he's running towards like the last chicken wing or something, and John Cena just cuts him off. Like that's how I feel. It's like, but it's John Cena, so it's got to be something protein related.
Yeah. So out of nowhere, and I loved like, because this is not the shot you saw like live, but pretty much like Cena comes out of nowhere, pounces him, poor Nate goes flying.
Yeah, Charles did get his cardio in. Seriously. Yeah, so you don't, and again, this is just the great part about, this is what I love about the way that WWE's been the last probably 5 years. It's very cinematic. You don't see a lot of John. You don't know where John Cena is, and then all of a sudden he comes running down, and you think this cashing is gonna happen, and then bam, side blasted, and you get that moment. And so this, to me, this moment in and of itself, Nikki and I talk about it each night. We have each PLE, we do a Big Nick energy moment. This was my Big Nick energy moment because this created that dynamic. Is he turning? Is John Cena finally turning? And that question, that pop that the crowd gave at that moment ultimately justified this whole match and the craziness that ensued. So to me, this is my Big Nick energy moment. Yes, just absolutely. This moment sets up the stare down between John Cena and Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, like, layers. Like I said this to you last night when we were watching, I said, this is just layers to this. And John Cena is a heel, right? And you know how I feel about faces and heels. But he's a heel, and there's different layers. He's a heel who's going to get screwed over by another heel. And he's not going to take that. And that's what creates this moment. Because for us as fans, we're thinking, we're waiting. We want to see that moment of him realizing the errors of his ways and not, doing the right thing and whatever. And just this moment of indecisiveness and conflict creates such a dynamic for, I think, the conflict into John Cena. And that's where the character arc should be for John Cena, is he's conflicted. He's done this stuff because he felt like he needs to be the champion. He has to be the champion. He has to end 17 on top, whatever, right? And this moment, to me, he should have a collection of these moments to going towards an epiphany and becoming originally the good guy that he needed to be. I don't know. So that's why, to me, this moment was definitely one of the biggest moments, if not the biggest moment of the night, and my big Nick energy moment. Nikki?
But wait, there's more. At some point, Penta, the beautiful man, saunters, shimmies, does a little dance down.
I know.
Beat up Braun Breaker.
He was like, he reminded me of Jeff Hardy. Remember when Jeff Hardy?
Oh yeah, my man's getting beat up, and he
Is
has
that
to do his
AEW?
dance first before he can go save him. So he comes out and does a sexy little shimmy. Then Breaker just like destroys him, and then Sami comes out to pull Braun Breaker to the back, and then Penta comes out of nowhere and does his crazy dive off the stage onto Braun and Sami. Then we go back into the ring. It looks like Reed is going to do a tsunami. I'm not Wade Barrett. It makes me sad, but we need to get a drop of Wade Barrett saying that. But it looks like he's gonna hit Cena, and then Punk comes and pushes them away, and then kind of get rid of the alliance.
Yeah, very good.
Very. And then I don't know if you have a shot of the handshake.
Oh yes.
Because then you're like,
well, this goes along. So Cena ends up giving the AA to Bronson Reed, which could have been another big Nick energy moment.
For a second, I didn't know if he was gonna get him up.
Yeah, and
like, you know,
and he gets it, but to that moment, like he takes him out, and you're thinking, oh, he's like, this is him combining with CM Punk to take out. Like they're turning heel. He's learned the error of his ways.
He's turning face.
They shake hands,
and then
they hug.
Face drop.
Face drop.
Because there was also another moment in the match that he had the belt and put it down. Like he wasn't going to hit Punk with it.
Yes. So he had multiple moments of conflict in this match that led up to it. And that's what I love about it. It's like every match that he gets, every bigger match that comes, he always has another moment of conflict where he has to decide. And he's slowly but surely making the right decisions along the way, where I think he's going to make a big decision.
No, I think this is the first time this is happening. I don't think anything with Truth was like.
Well, he was arguing with Logan Paul a bit, but that might have been an ego thing. So you could argue.
Yeah, that was not, again, heels not getting along with each other is not, not him turning face. But I think this is the first thing, like turning steps and he didn't hit with the belt. And then they did handshake, and then he's like, no, we're to hug. And then he realized, oh, last time I hugged a half naked man intimately in the ring.
Yeah.
I go into kill mode.
Right, and he goes to try and hit the low blow, and he's stopped. And ultimately, as Cena, or what?
Well, then Seth comes back.
Yeah, as CM Punk was going to go and take him down, Seth comes back, hits him with a briefcase, hits Punk with the briefcase.
Yep.
And then ultimately hits him with the
little stompy stomp,
his favorite infamous curb stomp. And it looks like things are about to go down, but John Cena comes in at the last minute, throws Punk out.
Throws Seth out.
Seth out. And quickly covers Punk and steals the victory to retain title as WWE Undisputed Champion. So,
and that Seth has that over Cena. There's like the 2 times you beat Punk is because of I did a stompy stomp.
Yeah,
because he stomped him at Elimination Chamber, and he's like, "I'm sorry," and then chokes him out, and then we stompy stomp yesterday. Cena wins. That's got that on him.
I wonder. Yeah, it'd be interesting. It'd be really interesting to see if they use this angle for cash in at SummerSlam.
I don't know,
but yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. I don't know. Let's know in the comments below what you think. Did you like this ending? Do you like this PLE? You never know Cena's side plates?
Was it just you can't see me, or is it something else?
I don't know.
Wasn't this? I don't know. Ed, you'll have to call and explain to me.
But yeah. Oh, it says 17 time.
Oh, that's cool. I might.
Oh yeah,
I guess I never really because I don't really look at the side plates, to be honest.
I do from time to time, but I never really noticed this one for some reason. But yeah, no, good point. Good point. But yeah, let us know. What did you think of this PLE WWE Night of Champions? Did you like it? What do
Give it
you?
a B minus. Maybe a C+. B minus. B minus. Because
I would give it a B.
I think there's a lot of fun spots and then a lot of dumb stuff. Again, I think between Cody's match and the Cena match, like way too many people kicking out at finishers. There's too many.
Well, yeah, there was a lot of false finishes.
Wait, I think Punk kicked out at like 3 AAs. It was like something crazy like that. I think it's a little much.
Punk, yes, I think, but to be fair, John Cena uses like 1 million AAs every match, so it's like everyone kicks out at least 2. It's like the Oprah free finisher giveaway.
I don't know.
Everyone gets a kick out of 1, at least 1.
Perhaps.
But yeah, open up the phone lines. The call-in link is in the chat. Click in there to StreamYard, put your name in, mute your YouTube page, and then let us know what you're drinking, what you're thinking about WWE Night of Champions 2025. John Cena retains in a wild finish. Solo Sikoa is your new U.S. champion with the help of a debuting Hikuleo, Tonga, now known as Tonga, and a returning Tonga Loa. Also have Jade Cargill, Queen of the Ring. We got Cody Rhodes.
The Rhodes.
Is your king of the ring. So let us know. What are you thinking? What are you drinking? Did you like it? Not a fan? Good, bad, indifferent? We want to hear from all of you. Nikki, I'm just still very disappointed that I was 3-3. I really thought I had this one. But, you know.
Yeah. Well, I got the 2 women's matches wrong, which makes me sad. But again, I went with my storyline Booker brain, then it's Rhea, Ripley, and Saudi Arabia.
Mm.
And then again wanted Asuka and Io. But here we are.
Yeah, well, you picked up your heart.
He chose poorly.
Now SummerSlam's going to be real interesting if we're both tied at 25-12.
Mm.
But I beat you back-to-back pay-per-views.
Yeah, I know. Well, you got the momentum going on for you, but you know what's gonna happen.
So are we?
Cut it out. Get out of here.
Evolution, I'm not sure about
Okay.
because I have no idea how we're gonna do that. Because yeah, I think we're gonna count it, but also Saturday night's main event we kind of didn't count, and like half of them have been PLEs and so like we kind of like.
Yeah, I think we predicted them, but it didn't count in our count.
Yeah, so we have to have an agreement. We'll come to negotiate.
We'll have a production meeting.
We'll have a production meeting. Hey, Lisa chiming in.
Hello, love. Believe it.
So yeah, we'll have to really negotiate that out.
Mm.
But still time for that. All right, Nikki. Phone lines are open. We got some people waiting. As I like to say to my little Blondie, hit the snare. All right, Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
We got regulars on the line, chomping at the bit. Get ready. I need you to beat your heart with me.
Oh, this is the aggressive one.
Oh, ooh, ooh, choo, ho. Sing it. Joe-ho!
Hey guys, happy Sunday. Yeah, we're having Uncle G's pizza for lunch and drinking water for now.
Yeah, it's very hot.
It's a little toasty. It's what 80, 85 out there right now. Not as bad as it was this past week where it hit 100, but I called that Cena and CM Punk match. I knew Punk wasn't winning, and I knew he wasn't. I knew John wasn't winning clean. So, am I happy that John's still champion? Yes. Am I happy that Punk is not champion? I think Punk should eventually be champion. It feels like the same thing over and over again. Cody with King of the Ring, yay! You know, that's his first one, right? For his first KOR. And you know what?
Robert never won that too, so like I guess that's another thing that they're adding to his.
Yeah, look, I get it. Back in the day, King of the Ring used to be this prestigious title that you held long before you got to the championship, and it was something that catapulted everybody. You know, just like the Intercontinental belt was. That used to mean something as well. So I'm happy that Cody won it, but at the same time, it's like I've seen this movie before. It is what it is. It's getting annoying. On that side, congratulations, Jade. You so earned Queen of the Ring. So happy that she won. But yeah, we really didn't get a chance to watch it. We watched highlights, but the Seth cash in, and then it was just it feels like I've seen this movie before. It really does.
Yeah.
And it's disappointing. I don't know what creative's doing, but I'm looking. Nick, you mentioned that Ed is right after me, so I can't wait to hear what Ed has to say. I almost want to get off just to hear Ed.
Well, first off, I almost died a little bit because Ed is in love with your intro, which makes me my heart happy.
Animated suit, Crazy Joe. Go. Thanks, Ed. Miss you.
It literally is
but
one of the highlights is watching you wobble around on the screen.
Yeah, it's but
it's almost as good as it's actually, you know, they're all derived. Joe has someone who knows and loves radio. They're all derived, all these drops are derived from somewhere. And the original is the Nikki hates Nia drop, this one.
Yes, queen.
You know what? I'm with Nikki. I don't like Nia either. She's sloppy in the ring. She hurts people, and I don't think she's entertaining. But you know, to each their own.
Now I have to change that picture to Jade Cargill now.
Yeah, but it just
I don't know if I get.
well, it was twofold because I didn't like Nia Jax, but I called her winning last year.
Yeah, but that, you know, what's going on through your brain doesn't mean what the same thing that's going on through like Hunter's brain. Which, by the way, Lisa and I were having this conversation yesterday. Is this still Hunter's show? Is Hunter still running this?
Or the TKO?
Or the TKO?
Girl.
Well, Hunter, yeah, it's beautiful. Hunter's
Yeah, okay.
Which, well, I don't want to, because it will go off on a huge tangent if I talk about like certain people. If you, let's just say this, look on the company website of the roster for WWE, and there's certain people on said roster page that very interesting. It's just
okay
there, and I think they have some leanings and connections at TKO. That's just like, oh,
look, I know the guy on the board of the directors is The Rock. I get it. He's The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. He's got that whole family bloodline thing, which leads to Solo and Roman and everybody else and Bronson Reed. And I get that that's a huge family thing, but the nepotism right now in WWE is kind of vomit inducing. And maybe it's me. Is it me? I don't know. I might be crazy. I'm okay with that. But that's the way it's looking to me. But it is that. Yeah, not a giant fan right now. Oh, and speaking of not a giant fan, why didn't Karrion Kross win last night? I love Sami. Don't get me wrong. It's Sami Zayn. But I said this on Friday. Push Karrion Kross. What are we doing? I'm sorry. What are they doing? Do they know what
that's a push for you.
What's that?
There's a push for you right there. There's your push.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. The guy's he's barely on TV, and his shirts are still selling out, and the fans are still calling for him. My God, it's happening organically. What? oh my God, it's a shock that the fans are actually organically trying to, like a person and like a wrestler and like a character and want to see more of him, and you're not doing it.
No, I think if it was any other person besides Sami in Saudi Arabia, could have had a fighting chance. You're not beating Sami. People are calling for him to win the Royal Rumble next year because it's in Saudi.
Oh God.
If you believe the Chiefs, kids, we have 6 months to go, but it's definitely gonna be a thing we'll be talking about.
Oh, okay. All right, so we'll keep that in mind for January.
Yeah.
Great.
For Steven confirmed, it's in January where it belongs.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That just came out because it's for me. January is Royal Rumble, not
February 1st.
Yeah, not the first week of February.
Yep.
It's January 32nd.
That's the Super Bowl.
Eloquently told us.
January 32nd.
Joe, before we go, what is your?
Who's the Jason Momoa looking guy that came out last night?
Oh my! Wait.
This is what she takes from me. I get the bell and she takes this from me. Mrs. Joho, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, those are technically.
Love you, Lise.
Lisa, I'll put this up for you. Just for you, Lise. So that, actually, hold on.
Whose side are you on, Nick?
Keep going. Listen, I'm on the side of ratings.
Attaboy. I've taught you well.
There you go, Lisa. Really? I don't know. I don't understand. I'm just gonna sit here in radio silence for a couple seconds and just really. I'm gonna put the screen up just so that
give me Rhea. Give me Rhea. Mommy's always on top.
Give me Rhea too.
All right, I'm happy to do that. Hold on.
Bye, guys.
Doesn't move quick enough. Ladies and gentlemen, the JoHo crew. Oh no, wrong time. Oh, they dropped off. And then we had technical difficulties there. But ladies and gentlemen, just for one more time, throw it back because Jey Uso gets to play his theme 17 times. So beat your heart with all of us for JoHo.
Oh God.
You just never know.
Never know.
How it's gonna go, but yeah, wild. That's what happened. The JoHo crew, the Hedorovich crew, just
Oh boy.
they're like the Tongans. They just keep invading all of the podcasts, but we love having them. Unlike WWE, we enjoy having them. All right, Nikki. Well, they're saying keep the Tongas out. You know, they're like, oh my God, they're rogue. Nobody. Kayfabe. All right, we don't keep kayfabe alive in this show.
No, my segment is not kayfabe.
Unbelievable. Well, Nikki, we'll bring it back.
Say his name and he appears.
I believe in Steven.
Greetings and salutations, everybody.
Yes. Steve, what are you drinking? What are you thinking, sir?
Just water, because I don't know if you noticed, but it's hot out.
It is very hot. That's why we're staying in the basement.
It's hot in the basement.
Yeah.
Where it's cold and I'm drinking. It might be the season where I have to break open the beer because it's just cold. A cold one. Yeah.
Whatever you got sitting in the freezer.
Basically. Yeah. That's the only problem with wine I don't like. It's just you can't.
You're the only one that drinks red wine in the middle of summer.
In the basement, not outside.
You can put ice in red wine.
Ugh. That is awful.
I've seen it done.
Doesn't mean it's right.
Also correct.
Yeah, Steve, that idea.
Hated it.
And summer's rosé season anyway.
That's fair.
Oh my goodness.
That's fair. Steve, what do you drink? What are you thinking? What do you think of Night of Champions?
Oh, Night of Champions. Well, I didn't get to watch it live because yesterday was my sister-in-law's birthday.
Oh, happy
happy
birthday.
So we're doing that. Yes, happy birthday, Renee. If you are listening, she's totally not listening.
She's the biggest fan. What are you talking about?
You know Renee's listening in.
Yeah,
Renee, shout out. Long
yeah.
time. First time, well, not first time.
OJ.
No time, but long time.
We thought about putting the card on while we were over there, but A, everybody wanted to be outside, and B, from my personal observation, if you watch a PLE on your birthday, bad things tend to happen. So,
Yep.
we left it alone.
Don't recommend it.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, so I've heard. Yes. All right. Well, where should I begin here? All right. Well, Jade. I mean, she was green coming here.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't have that many matches in AEW. She really should have gone to NXT.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there's been a lot of mistakes. I mean, not too much in the way of injuries, fortunately, and the whole ending kind of played out of yesterday's match. Whether this was supposed to be the plan or not for her to win, but it certainly looked like it was a botched ending in that it wasn't supposed to end then, at the very least, if not coming off like Jade wasn't supposed to win in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, and I wish I had a shot of it, but I just couldn't get a good, decent enough shot.
Yeah. Asuka's
so
shoulder
weird.
was up.
Yeah, well, not only Asuka's shoulder, but then like at the end, her shoulders are down as she's
Because she leaned, because she does her lean back, and her shoulder, like, she
I don't
leaned
think
back
you realize it's not
she like
yet.
leaned back too far. It's like, where are you going? I know you're trying to do like your sexy pose, but like a little too far.
Yeah, and between that and no selling the leg, and the promo skills are, just to me just barely above Braden Walker level. Just I don't understand. The last time I can remember a champion, I'm probably forgetting about somebody more recently. The last time I can remember any champion having to be carried like this is Khali.
Wow.
I don't have to think about that now, but that's definitely a good shout.
Yeah.
Would you argue Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Late period Hulk Hogan. Probably. Yeah.
But yeah, it is a great point. Like it's just like because she has all the tools, like the look, everything else, like, and it's just like waiting for it all to come together for her to be like the total package, the megastar. And it's just, it has like, there's always everything. There's never like a fluid, like you get through the full match. Like I remember, like to use like again, sports entertainment, to use a sports analogy, it's like as a Jet fan, like Zach Wilson, right? Zach Wilson for the Jets, as awful as he was, as Nikki's eye rolling. And pull it full screen so you can
I don't care.
But point being, in all of his games, I felt like he was never going to be any good because he never had a single game where he didn't turn the ball over. And that's such a huge thing in football. And like, not that every match is going to be flawless, but to this point, she hasn't had a single match, I feel like, where it's been a singles match, not like tag, where it's like, all right, came through like no botches, nothing like questionable. And that's what I worry about with her. It's just like she doesn't have that. She hasn't had that defining match or like a flawless performance where you're like, all right, she's got it, and she hasn't shown that anywhere yet.
Is this where maybe not doing as many house shows, she's not getting the reps in? Put her down in NXT, have her do that coconut loop with those kids to get the reps in. I think that's her problem.
Yeah, I mean, who has she been working with at the Performance Center? Or has she been working with anybody at the Performance Center?
Yeah.
Like, was she really just kind of with Bianca Belair and Naomi doing stuff?
To maybe mask things, yeah, possibly. I mean, the comparisons obviously, in ring wise, are to Goldberg, the short matches with the power moves. But I mean, Goldberg became incredibly over really fast, and also had like an all-time villainous group to go against in the NWO.
Yeah.
Jade does, as good as Naomi's been doing with her character lately, Jade doesn't have that.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, Jade taps out in a televised match, in a match where she wasn't supposed to tap out. Now, fortunately, they ignored it and went on. But I just, just something's telling me though she's gonna have the match at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
Well, obviously she's gonna have the match at SummerSlam, but she's either gonna win the belt and then have it for 5 minutes before Naomi knocks her out, or Naomi's gonna insert herself as a like Seth did, and it'll be a triple threat, and Naomi will win that way.
Yeah.
That's probably what's going to happen. But I really, other than her entrance, I really haven't seen anything terribly impressive. She's got a couple of good power moves if she manages to pull them off cleanly.
Yeah. No, yeah, she does she does a lot of power bombs. She does a lot of interesting
stick to that.
Yeah, I think she would just be really she'd just benefit from being a heel. Just like a monster heel and turn her into just like a ruthless monster heel that beats everybody up for a while. In AEW, that's what she was.
It worked.
Yeah, the best I've seen her perform was, when she interfered in the chamber match and just started murking Naomi right there. I'm like, that's exactly the right path to go down right there. Whether she's a face or a heel, just do that. That was the most impressive performance. And that was almost, Elimination Chamber was March this year. So 4 months ago.
Yeah.
We're playing with time and space here. And as far as Asuka goes in this match, she did well. Obviously, she did a lot of the heavy carrying, and I think she's going to get her match against Io either at Evolution or SummerSlam, where they're going to give her a chance to go full murder clown character on Io. With Io being as over as she is right now, there's a heel turn coming, I think, for Asuka. I think coming off of this loss.
But I would love it.
Yeah.
Again, heel Asuka's. I think heel Asuka's way better than face Asuka too.
Right, and I feel like the last heel Asuka we got, it was with Damage Control, and I want her by herself being Killer Asuka.
Right.
True.
The Tana character.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Do that.
Yeah.
See, what else you thinking?
Okay. Well, we were talking about the Cody heel turn. I don't think that's gonna. I mean, I know he said in the interview 2, 3, 5 years down the line. I honestly don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. Anyway, because you turn him. Who is your face of the company that goes out and does most of the media and the faces on the truck and in the posters? Who would that be right now? So I don't think Roman's not around enough. Cena's got 1.5 feet out the door. Punk, I don't know if Punk wants to be in that position. Maybe he does. Who else is there? You're going to send Jacob Fatu out to the local news station in Columbus, Ohio, to talk with the weatherman?
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, LA Knight would be a good one.
You'd have to really. I mean, LA Knight's pretty over, but they're obviously keeping him at a certain level. You'd have to elevate him over that final step. He could probably do it. But I mean, I'm seeing this as, you know, you're going to have the Cody Cena match at SummerSlam, and that's when the Orton Cody feud is going to begin, because Orton's going to cost Cody the match against Cena. Especially, wasn't there a story this week that they're planning on Cena not dropping the belt till his final match? Whether that's Cena's a face or a heel at that point, I guess is to be determined. But you know, Cena stays champion till December 30th in Boston or whatever the date was.
Yeah, I don't like that, knowing that he's not walking out with the belt. Like, you know,
Right. I mean, you know, plans change, pal. But you know, the famous phrase. But you know, if that's their intention, I mean, we can only project based on the information we have in front of us, assuming it's even true. So assuming that's true, you know, it looked like Orton was pretty close to turning heel, and heel Orton, as much fun as Orton looked like he's been having the last couple of years, it's probably time.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
It's a good point. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's just tough because there's, well, kind of to your point, there's not that many great baby faces. So like Orton, Rhodes, like there's only a few. Like right now, Jey Uso, like LA Knight.
I just feel like we're not building anybody once again. Like it's Punk, Randy, Cody, Cena. Maybe Cody to the extent, but we're, you know, in our 40s, kids.
Yeah. Jey had his chance, but Jey's, if he's not 40, he's 40 soon.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's a great point. Like, who's the next great baby? Maybe, honestly, well, he's not a babyface right now, but the next big babyface is Braun Breaker. I think Braun Breaker doing all the rounds. Yeah. They would love that because he's a pure athlete. Like all the stuff he does, he knows how to conduct a good interview. Like I think he's the guy that probably out of all that list.
He does. He's a polished and finished product. You know, regardless of his character being presented as a protege to Seth. Seth would be another one, but you know, he's kind of busy right now. You can't have a heel go out and be the face of the company.
Yeah.
You know, it has to be the white meat baby face, not necessarily white meat, but you know, the pure hero guy going out and doing most of the representation. You know, Punk, I'm sure, would be great. He's great whatever appearances he does. I just don't think he wants to do that.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. It's a fair point. Yeah, I guess we'll see. Steve, we're gonna let you go. What is your last shot?
It's nice of Kirk Hammett to take time off the Metallica tour to join the Bloodline. He must have taken some growth pills, gotten the leg bone implants.
Stretch him out.
Isn't there supposed to be more Islanders coming in? Like there was one more Fatu guy.
Well, so there's Zilla, who was actually at the show that I was at last weekend, down in Hamilton, Gremlin House Wrestling. Which thank you again for them for having us out. But yeah, they do a lot with Zilla Fatu. He's another one in that Bloodline. I don't know. There is also Journey Fatu, but I don't know what his. I think that's a great question for Ed, because I think Ed has traced the whole heritage of the Tongans and Samoans.
There's so many.
Yeah.
They can have their own weekly show now.
Well, that's what when we had Mike Yuta on, or was it Mike Yuta, or I forget who we were starting. Oh no, it was Mark Raimondi last week on the show, and I was like, you know, he did the book about NWO, and it's like they wanted NWO to be its own show. It's like I think WWE is getting to the point where maybe they're making the Bloodline its own show. And don't forget, The Rock still had that weird People's Championship belt that might get reincarnated at some point in time.
He does. He's the one who helped turn Cena and then kind of just dropped it. And plus now he's chasing an Oscar. So, you know, he's busy trying to get movie roles to prove he can really act, and maybe he can. So, you know, who knows how much influence he has on TKO at the moment while he's you know, busy with his latest diversion. But just that was my first react. I mean, I kind of knew he was going to show up someday, Hikuleo, but my other thought was, oh, good, more Islanders. We need more.
Yeah, well, yeah, I hear it. I don't know. I mean, I like how they're bringing them in. I don't know. I just ultimately, yeah, like it's like NWO. You can't bring everybody in, and not everyone's gonna be a main eventer. So like that's the problem with like JC Mateo or Jeff Cobb. Like I don't know if he's gonna get lost in the shuffle in that whole group now that you brought in Hikuleo around and Tonga and probably Tonga coming back relatively soon too. So yeah, it's a lot. When you have the bigger the group, the more people you have to try and get over. So it's a lot tougher. But yeah, that's a good point. Steve, well put as always.
It's empty.
Well,
thank you. Stay hydrated, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, lessons from Steve. Nikki's breaking news. Jeff Cobb was born in Hawaii.
Yes, I just did a quick Googles. So he was born in Hawaii. So he's Hawaiian / American /
Interesting. There's a lot about the islands, the waves. You know who knows a lot about waves?
I clicked
Typhoon.
This is WWE Hall of Famer Fred Ottman, and you're watching Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve, I closed out the tab, so you're gonna have to
Unbelievable.
do your own Google.
All right, Nikki, we got one more regular to close us out here to recap WWE Night of Champions. If you haven't already, smash the old Samoan spike. For our new United States champion. Sikoa. No, we're still Sikoa.
Like you said, smash it.
For our new United States champion.
And then you're gonna introduce Ed, so it sounded funny.
Well, now we want to know what's in his head. Let's bring him in. It's Ed.
Yeah, Darby Allin sucks. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, welcome in, Ed.
How's it going?
Good. How are you? Happy Sunday.
Doing all right. Drinking a s'mores Bailey and coffee. It's a good time.
Ooh, interesting.
Can't complain. Honestly, I had a bunch of stuff I want to talk about, and then I got to see Tugger on screen. Like, I don't even know. Like, my whole day's fucked up now.
I know.
Like,
and your reactions backstage are priceless.
Just didn't expect.
I wish there was a way I could record people's what they're doing backstage because it's hysterical.
I'm sure you can get like a little like picture-in-picture thing going on, right?
That it might be. I don't know.
You have to play around.
Yeah, but all I know is there's so much behind the scenes things that it cracked me up because that people have no idea. So I'm doing the thing and I'm seeing people dancing to people's theme songs.
It's good times, man.
That's how I know the show's going well when people dance.
No, I was gonna say, speaking of Fred Ottman, there's a back in 2001, 2002, Ted DiBiase was running his own company. WXO was the name of the company. No idea what it stands for. Ted DiBiase doesn't know either. It's fine. But it was one of those weird, I think ECW and WCW were both gone, but it was that weird time right before TNA. So they had a handful of bigger name indie guys that would eventually go on for TNA. There was a backstage pre-tape where Tugger gets they run a fat guy in little car thing and he gets stuck in a car and they keep panning back to him just being stuck in a car.
Okay.
I don't know.
What were they trying to achieve?
I don't know. The entire mission statement of that company was we want to bring family friendly wrestling back.
Okay.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good. Did Dan Severn show up in a super wet?
What is family friendly wrestling nowadays? The Gremlin I was wrestling I was at the Christian. It was a Christian school, private school. and fans are chanting "Holy shit!" and this is effed up. And the principal walks in, and I just lost my shit, dying. When the teachers say, "Oh yeah, I think I might need to head out at this point in time."
Fantastic. Is that
It
better?
was a great show, but I'm like, I think the lines have been blurred when you hear Cody Rhodes going on screen and just basically just being like, "Go F yourself."
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Is that better or worse than the AEW
Go
crowd?
fuck yourself.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, like,
Is that better or worse than the AEW crowd trying to get themselves over by chanting "We Kyle people, we Kyle people" during?
I thought that was kind of funny. I actually
Listen, it was funny like the first couple of times, but them doing it the entire like what was it, 10-minute match?
Yes, they're too much.
Although what won me back over was when I was about to call him Cash Mungus, and that's a reference that nobody's going to get. What the hell's the guy's name? He was Dallas in TNA. Lance Hoyt, help me.
The
Murderhawk.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, they brought him into TNA originally as Kid Cash is heavy, and like his gimmick was just bigger, taller Kid Cash. It's really fucking stupid. But yeah, he comes out, and they start chanting, "You're not Kyle, you're not Kyle." And I'm like, "You're right, he's not."
Steve said all they needed was Dakota Kyle.
Holy
That would have been great. Big match, Dakota Kyle.
Big match, Dakota Kyle. Let's go. I can't wait for King Coda to pop up somewhere on the indies.
The king of trolls.
Holy shit, Dakota! Yeah, that would have been the move, right? But yeah, the whole "he's not Kyle" thing, and Kyle Fletcher going, he's not Kyle," killed me. Like, but that's literally all I saw from what was that, Collision, Dynamite? I don't even know anymore.
Honestly, that is this week with everything went on. That was, all I watched was what was on Twitter and just the fans chanting at the Kyles.
Yeah.
And someone did a cut up of that, and I was like, oh. That must have been my takeaway for the week for me.
Yeah, that and Kyle Fletcher cosplaying as Martin Kirby, so that was pretty cool. Shout outs to WCPW and the dead British indie scene.
And Adam Pacitti leaving it, and I literally cried yesterday.
Yeah,
Nikki had a rough.
It's been a rough week, and then on top of that, Adam Pacitti's leaving wrestling, which makes me sad all day.
I mean, not for nothing. Plumpy's back again.
He's like, he said on the live stream last night, or that he made it 10 years in wrestling YouTube and didn't get canceled.
Oh shit. Okay. I guess that they're not friendly anymore.
No, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, and I don't know enough about the situation, but it does seem that Plumpy's second time getting canceled was kind of unwarranted. With everything that came out, it looks like, but that is what it is.
Yeah.
And on that, not for nothing, Cultaholic would have been like a what coach. That probably would have been a what culture wrestling killer had none of that happened. But who knows? I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know enough about the situation to really comment on it. But talking about, larger Kid Cash, our boy Tonga finally showed up.
Ed, we've been waiting.
I'm not even that. Honestly, I'm not even that big of a Hikuleo guy. I just think he like honestly, Tonga, goated name, easily greatest of all time. Like, give this guy all the belts. Give this guy all the belts and make his manager. Bring back, because not for nothing, he just signed a Legends contract. Bring back Hornswoggle dressed as Umaga. Call him Small-a-Tonga.
Small-a-Tonga.
We're good to go.
Oh my god.
Easy peasy. Like, what they could be doing with these guys at this point, because they're about as big or bigger than the Von Erichs. So if people were getting injured and there wasn't a way to bring a Von Erich in, they were just getting guys that.
Hold on, stop right there. I didn't realize there was that many Von Erichs.
I mean, there's 4.
There was like 4. Because then there was Lance Von Erich that he wasn't actually a part of the Von Erichs. He was just a guy.
Yeah, then people got mad.
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, not for nothing, bring out Hornswoggle. He could be the Lance Von Erich of the Bloodline. Can't even say that with a straight face. Not for nothing though. I'm picturing him with like the hair, with like the Umaga face paint, shirtless with the Umaga trunks. Come on, small Tonga, let's go.
At this point,
Oh my god.
I don't know. Give me something new because I kind of agree with Joho that like okay, like not like enough's enough, but I'm starting to hit that too. But I'm starting to hit that with a lot of stuff that like, what are we doing? What are we building? Where are we going? Because we are starting to hit a bit of a stagnation with everything, right? And I hate to say that because like, you know, I guess I can you don't want me booking because it would be nothing but like good booking decisions, and then really dumb meme shit like that. Like,
yeah, I know. Ed, you'd be like not to the level. You'd be like everybody like he's like Tony Khan. He's got all these guys on his roster, but he only booked Karrion Kross to win 7 times in a row, brother.
Yeah, no, it's just gonna be Karrion Kross with the fucking Ultimate Dragon image. He's just got all the belts.
Oh, by the way, Ed, I don't think you were on that show, but I have a new name for Mercedes Moné.
I'm here for it. Is it like Toyota Pesos or something?
No, I want to see if you get it. The Ulta Monet Dragon.
Did you see her and Van Vixen or whatever her name is? Like the two of them are going back and forth on Twitter because like all like they pretty much have like all of the women's titles and like all of the indies.
Probably not.
I'll see if I can find the images for you. But it's one of those like, you know, they've got all the belts, so like the two of them wrestling would just be like put them all on the line, and then one person just has every women's title because nobody can book a women's division well except for WWE, which is a weird thing to say because of how bad it was for as long as it was.
Yeah.
But no, I was going to talk about Karrion and Sami.
Yeah, we know and if you left this show without talking about the greatest push ever given, look at this great push.
Yeah. No, and I mean, I absolutely love that he's still reaching for Sami. It's fantastic. You know, little subtle stuff, but like not for nothing, right? I've been saying for like 10 plus years that like Sami, they should pull the trigger on Sami, right? They should be doing something with him. The reactions this guy was getting, and I get why they didn't pull the trigger on him on what was that, Elimination Chamber with him and Roman. Like obviously you don't do that because like, you know, the ending to that story is Cody. But like, do something with this guy, right? People like he's got a connection, so it makes sense. You know, give this guy his time. But it's also like, but you like, you know, Joho was saying earlier, you've got another guy in Karrion that like you could do something with. But I get it. You can't push everybody at once. You can't give everybody a belt because then you end up turning into AEW. Like you start giving people Continental Crunch wraps and you're just making new belts for the week, and then they do
How
nothing.
dare you make fun of the Continental Crunch wrap like that?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I can get that in some kind of cravings box for $12, right? Intercontinental Crunch wrap. I can't wait. But I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure I can get that. I'm pretty sure I can get that belt in a cravings box for like $12 right now, and I can get it delivered to my house.
It's wrapping that goes across continents.
I love that for us.
I feel like that we might create if either of us were good at creating a product like a manufacturing product like that, like wrapping paper. That was like, ooh, maybe like Christmas wrapping.
But does it or does it not come with like a you know, like a medium Baja Blast?
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a fair question.
No, it's all part of the promotion. We'll discuss the promotional side of things.
Yeah, we got some time. It's all right.
The thing I know is that if we go out on a promotional tour, we won't like skip out on signings like a certain All-American beer that's going on there. You hear about that? You didn't hear about that?
No, but I mean, he sucks. So please.
He like went to some signings and like left there for like 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, because nobody was showing up.
But I digress. But yeah, if we start a product line, we might have a product line working.
Listen, I'm here for it.
Yeah, I digress. You were ranting about.
Oh no. I mean, like listen, I get it. This guy deserves his time to shine too, and I absolutely love Sami. So like, cool, great. I just like we're hitting a point where like you guys were saying too, like who's going to be the face of your company? What do you do? You're not like, it's not that they're not building brand new stars, but like we're hitting that point of stagnation. So yeah, okay, like Cody's the D1 quarterback, right? Cool. Or he's A1, he's the face of the company, but like who's next? What do? You know, I don't want to be like LA Knight's only going to have this popularity for so long until you finally pull the trigger on him, but like when do you slot him in? Where do you slot him in?
That's a good point because like, yeah, it's similar to like the Jey Uso stuff, where it's like, I don't know how much more over LA Knight is than Jey Uso. I think LA Knight is better for sure.
Yeah,
but in terms of
shoes of a champion, so keep going.
Yeah, like in terms of like his, but like in terms of his like presentation, like I feel way better if you tell me like I'm starting a promotion and you give me like a draft or whoever, and the top 2 guys are him and Jey Uso, I'm taking LA Knight all day long, 100 times out of 100. And like I think his presentation as a single star, he can do more. But yeah, like I don't know if there's so many people that like you get the momentum, and eventually like that fire burns out a little bit from the crowd. Like, you know, like it's normal. Like you can only hear your hit song so many times, and you're like, all right, I'm done with it. Like same thing with like Chris Jericho with Judas, and like just talking about songs. Like people do it the same thing. You sing it, and you're eventually over it, or you need to do a variation of it.
To be fair, I have been over Jericho for probably before AEW. Like I was already rolling my eyes when he was showing up, like wrestling Naito and Omega and stuff, because it was like, yeah, like the initial thing of him popping up in New Japan was like, oh, that's kind of neat. And then I remember like vividly watching I think it was like the first Wrestle Kingdom match with him and Omega. It was just like, this feels like it feels like they're moving underwater, like they're moving super slow, and it's mostly because like Omega had to try to keep the pace down so Jericho didn't blow himself out. And that was what? How long ago was that?
2019.
Yeah, so
yeah, it was a long time ago.
And he's still wrestling, and it's like
he has been off TV for a little bit, so we've had
honestly,
a little bit of a break.
Keep him off. What is he bringing to the AEW table at this point?
No, agreed. But we've had the conversation. I don't think he's put over anybody in AEW.
I mean, to his credit, because he has been like, listen, I've been, you know, he says he'll tell you that he did put people over and they didn't take the ball and run with it. And I feel like that's sort of accurate.
And
like, if you think about the people who go ahead. No,
you're
go ahead.
talking yourself into some real dangerous times.
You just made the list.
There's repercussions for being on that list.
But like anyone from Inner Circle, Pinnacle, you know, Keith and Big Bill, like none of your faction, none of your people did anything.
And I was gonna say, to be fair, like I don't want to be like none of them picked up the ball and ran with it, but it's like I get what he's trying to say, but also it's the creative too.
Yeah.
But like there's just like no steam behind any of these guys, right?
Yeah.
And then the crowd's too busy chanting, "We Kyle people," or you know, "This is Kyle," or "You're not Kyle." It's that's a whole nother thing. I do want to pivot real quick. I just want to talk about the set for like 2 seconds. Like, how awesome was that? Like, what really hit it for me was the CM Punk Cena match. Punk comes out and just bam, like the whole like CM Punk, like his whole the whole Chicago thing with the black, red, and blue. Like holy shit! Like I don't know, it felt big. Like it had that big like Pyro and Ballyhoo like intro to like Attitude Era Raw, where like you get those big sweeping shots and the pyro's going off and the people are going crazy. Like it felt big like that again.
Yeah.
Is that just me?
No, I said that when with Jacob's entrance, when all the fire was coming up.
Yeah.
Like that looked really good. Like felt.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's crazy. Because it also makes me paranoid about all those flamethrowers.
What's that? It popped.
Remember when Undertaker got burned?
I do.
Yeah,
remember that time when the Rock came out at WrestleMania and then weirdly looked at the camera for like 5 minutes and then shot a flamethrower?
Yeah, like I don't know. All that stuff makes me paranoid. And then also, well, now that like China shot off fireworks like into the crowd. That can't be.
That can't be good. What would you prefer? She shot T-shirts at people at like 65 miles an hour?
Well, listen, if you get killed by a T-shirt, I mean, at least you signed up for that because you knew what was in it.
If you go to a show and die by a performer shooting something at you, that's your fault.
Listen, all I know is if I go to surgery for them to dislodge a Nixon 6 sticker T-shirt from my gut, that was a hell of a show. That was a hell of a show.
And I got a T-shirt.
Yeah, and I got a t-shirt.
Bury with that t-shirt.
Not only,
I just-
I got to see a show, get a t-shirt, and probably a lawsuit from that so that you get shot in.
Listen, I love this.
God, I do
Huh.
not.
Like, oh my god.
But no, I think the stage looked really good, and I also it felt like there was obviously because they're in Saudi Arabia, so they're the only sponsor, so it wasn't like they had the LED around the barricade or the ring, and it wasn't like dude wipes everywhere.
Was it Dude Wipes or Slim Jim or Prime or
I like that it was just kind of like a normal ring again.
Yeah. I mean, not for nothing. I wouldn't mind some local sponsors. Then having after his U.S. title loss, Steven mentioned it earlier. I kind of love Weatherman Jacob Fatu. 30% of chance of rain. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm here for it. Holy shit! This is incredible.
Love it. He just dances.
Yeah.
Dance. I'm here for it.
That's fair. Ed,
Nick?
Before we let you go, you know the deal. What is your last shot?
I mean, you mentioned it before, right? The guy's leaving signings early. His Real American Freestyle Wrestling's not doing too well. I don't know if you guys saw the images of Eric Bischoff doing DDP yoga, but he's fucking jacked with his roid belly and stuff.
Yeah, that was
Eric Bischoff's on that one chicken breast, 2 asparagus, tremboloni sandwich diet. You know what I mean?
So we actually, Lisa and
nice.
I at 90s Wrestling Con, he was at 90s Wrestling Con, and he did not look he looked in good shape, but I did not I was expecting him to be and then when he came out, he did that on purpose. You wanted to show that off.
Yeah, no, he shows up with the 2024 JBL workout with the stem cells and whatever else. Guy's jacked out of his mind. But I digress. Fuck Hulk Hogan.
Ladies and gentlemen, he did the thing.
Yeah, Darby Allin sucks.
All right, Nikki. It's a good one, fun one to wrap.
Steven.
I know, Steven's going crazy in the chat. I gotta.
Well, the last one maybe.
You fit all the names fans on the Spazzy shows. It only works out for 8 weeks.
On that note, I gotta run.
I know. That was been a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been fun. Before you go, smash the old like and subscribe. We call it hitting the old Samoan spike on the like.
And yes, I do have to run. I'm coming for your wife. Come and get her.
So it's been a pleasure. We hope you enjoyed WWE United Champions. We did. We will see you. So letting you all know, next Friday is Independence Day, which I can make a lot of fun drops for. So a very Independence Day themed show.
Oh God.
2 p.m. Eastern time.
Early start date.
Early start for the happy hour. Since everyone's off, we're going to have some fun.
Day drinking at the bar.
Day drinking, at the bar. It'll be fun. We're going to recap this week, basically Monday, Wednesday.
Yeah, but there might be because they're taping SmackDown after Raw. Raw's a start time at 6 instead of 8. Then they're doing SmackDown, so we might have some SmackDown spoilies.
Exactly. Yeah. So might do a little bit of everything. Lisa and her believers, Joho, arguing over the last shot that Lisa stole her 50%. Joho got the bell. He got the 3 rings.
All right, baby.
All right, we'll let Triple H take us out.
No.
Thought we had a spectacular event tonight. Very excited that so far everybody seems to have come out unscathed. Banged up, bumps and bruises, but nobody seriously injured, which I always hold my breath on these events. You want to see people have the best outing that they can possibly have and make memories, but do it safely. And we were able to do that tonight.
We did that tonight without incident. And since Nikki has to run, as Ed so eloquently put, we will let you go. You do not have to go home.
You can't stay here. Bye.